Hey, welcome! In this tutorial I show you how to use this very cool Game Maker program and what you can do with it. No code is the future, and the only thing you need is a good idea, and then you can make your own hit game. After you open Buildbox 2, you can find some basic tutorials there on the welcome screen. Then click on Create a new game. And then you have some pre-selected game templates. You can play around with them, and in this tutorial I show you an example with a platformer template. Then you have some additional options there. In another tutorial I show you more about that. And this is how your game looks now. Now I show you the UI node settings. The whole game is divided into these nodes. The start screen node, there you can use a start animation, or you can also use a loading bar. In every template you have the Buildbox logo there. In the Buildbox Plus plan, you can't delete this brand. Only in the Indie and in the Pro plan you can delete it, and you can use your own logo, your game dev company name, or whatever you want. And then we have the main menu UI. You can use your own logo there. The style from the start button you can change. And you can connect this button with the first level, for example, to start the game or to select a level at first. You can also use many other buttons there, like turn off the game music, or you can use Facebook buttons to send the people to the Facebook page from your company. With navigation buttons, you can navigate the player to another UI like Coin Shop, or where the player can choose between different characters. With the purchase button, the player can unlock something in the game with in-game currency or with real money, like remove the promotion ads. All these options you can find on the button there. In another tutorial, when we create our first game, I show you exactly how it works. And these buttons I show you in another example, how to use them. I show you in another tutorial. How to use the logic pieces I show you in the next example from the World UI. And then you have some character buttons with what you can unlock single or more characters. The font label you can use to show a high score on the main menu. You can change the font style into your own. Just create a new font and change it there. I show exactly how when we create our first game. Then we have a world UI with the settings to control the character. These buttons are connected with the movements like jump, walk to the right, walk to the left. And there is an event observer. You can use it and connect it with the Game Over UI when the character dies. I show you now how to use the Game Over UI. You can set up the Game Over UI, what comes next when the player dies. You can send the player to the main menu, or you can give him another chance to play again. Or you can also use a button to send him to the coin shop. The possibilities are without any limits. With the right button on your mouse, you can create new UIs. The Plus plan is limited to create only one world UI. With the Indie plan, you can create 3 worlds. And with the Pro plan, you can create as many worlds you want. You have also the option with Duplicate a World to create a new world much faster. And then you can already have all the world settings in the new world. When you need a new world UI, you can do the same thing with it. Or hit the right mouse button to create a new UI. Now I show you how to edit the game. When choose the character, you have these options on the right side there. At the default, you can give your character a picture or also a default idle animation. That's pretty cool what's possible. A shooting animation, bullet animation, jump animation, walking animation, defeated animation when the character dies. And you can use also sounds to all the different movements. Then you have many gameplay settings there, for example like camera shake when the character dies, how fast the character is running and jumping, and how many times he's jumping. You just have to play around with it. And you can also add more special moves there for the character. I show you what is possible in another tutorial when we create our first game. Then we have the collision shape. That means the shape around the character when he collides with the ground, with other objects or with enemies. In this example, the character is a ball. So you have to change the shape from polygon to a circle, and then you can change the range from the shape around the character where he collides with other objects. And with the polygon shape, you can add more polygons to make a good shape around a human or animal character. On a human I show you in another tutorial. For now we use the circle shape. Okay, that looks good. Here you can find all the objects in the game. You can use as many objects you want and use them as ground where the character is walking. You can use your own graphics, or you can also animate these objects. For example, you can make a nice waterfall animations in your scene. And for every object you can edit the collision shape, how to collide with the object, or without collision, only to show the object in the background. In the object list you have the enemies as well, because an enemy is only an object. Same thing like with the character, you can give an enemy a picture, animation and a defeated animation with sounds for every kind of animation. How to use the wake up option I show you in another tutorial. You can give him health, an animation when taking damage, components, all the same things like the character has. And also edit the collision shape for the enemies. When click on an enemy at the screen and then at object type, you can change the preset for an enemy, and also you can do that with every other object. You can change between many different presets. I show you in another example in another tutorial how it works, what you can do. That kind of enemy is fixed object without collision. You can give him collision and you can let him kill the character when collides with the character. You can choose between no destroy and some other options. When pick the enemy, you can move him around and you see that the position changes. And you can rotate him when hit Alt and then move him with the left mouse button. You can do the same thing as well with every other object. You can change the opacity to make him or any object more transparent or invisible. And you can let the enemy move around the x-axis, around the y-axis or angular. Just have a look. Alright. And with every platform you can do the same thing like with an enemy. You can let them move around, and the correct setting where the character is walking is fixed with collision and no destroy. And you can also use a platform to kill your character. Let me show you how. I move this platform under the ground, change the opacity to 0, platform fixed with collision, and destroy the character. Let's check. Great! You can use actions in your game. Now the field for the actions is gray at the moment because we have no preset actions in this game. But let me show you for what we can use an action. When you want to use coins in your game, always use them as an action. I have this coin animated here to show you. I select all the frames from this coin animation and then I move them into Buildbox. Now you see this wheel and you can choose between character, object, background and action, and I choose the action, so it is easy to move any graphic for your game directly into Buildbox. It is a little bit too big, but we can scale it down, maybe 0.4 and 0.4. Yeah. Now you have this coin action here, and you can give him a collision shape. Yeah, for now it's okay. Action type is always coin. And for example, when the character picked a coin, you can give it a nice animation here. You can choose how much the character wins when pick a coin. Let me show you if it works. Okay, the coin is animated and the character picks 10 points. Great. You can duplicate this coin as many times you want. Select a coin and then hit D, W to duplicate it on top, A for left, or S for the bottom. Now you have much more coins in the scene. In the list here you can see all the objects you use in this scene. You have 5 coins in the scene, and to hold this list much cleaner, you can create a group layer and organize all the coins there. Name it coin. Then you can move all the coins inside this folder. And you can close it. And if you need more coins, just open, select one and duplicate. You can do that with all the objects you need more than once in your scene, also with enemies. Okay, now we have some effects here. You can use lights in your game. Here you can choose the radius. And you can choose the color. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, he can't pick the last coin, but you can change the force as well. You can make a lot of cool things in Buildbox, and you can give the character a trail. Now you must turn on the connection mode. With the connection mode you can connect other objects together, or you can connect the character with an object. Select the character and connect the line with the trail. Okay, that doesn't look good now, but you have to play around with it. Hit connection, just select the line and press the delete button on your keyboard. Buildbox has a debug mode, and in the debug mode you see the collision shape from every object in your game. That's very helpful to make your game nice and polished. The particle effect is very nice. You can make a lot of cool things with it. You can change the texture. Let's have a look at first. If you click on it, you can edit, and there you can see this preview. And you can change the texture. You can change it into make smoke, fire, or some cool science fiction lightning. And here you can change the total particles, and you can change the emission rate. Let's change this into 15, and yeah, it's different. In the preview it shows directly your changes. You can change the particle size. You can change the color ramp. Just play around with it, it is very cool. And here the speed you can change. Just play around, and you can make a lot of cool things for your game. And we have the mirror effect. And the mirror effect, you can use it for water or ice. I will show you that in another video tutorial how it works. In the logic pieces you have a transform channel, and with the transform channel you can let the enemies or any other object move from one to the other side. I will show you an example now. We place the enemy in the middle. And affected asset is always the enemy. I choose that for the right and for the left. For both sides I choose replace, and for the enemy I choose a very slow movement of 1. Same speed we use in the left transform channel 1. And in the right transform channel we use -1. Let's check. It works. And whoa! Yeah, he kills me. Let's try again. From right to the left side it works good, and yeah, that looks good. This is only 1. If you wanna make the enemy much faster, just change it from 1 to 5. And also in both transform channels. Let's check again, and yeah, this is very fast now. That's great. The portal is a very cool thing. You have to place 2 portals in the scene, because in the first you get in, and from the second you get out. You must give them a group ID. And in the second, check for exit only. Let's have a look. Yeah, he kills me again. Okay, now. Yeah, great, it works. I died, but it works. The portal logic piece is very helpful to cross a hole. Like that, for example, and you can place the other portal to get out in the next scene, for example. The gatekeeper is a logic piece that works in combination with the portal logic piece. But this platformer isn't a template to show you a good example. So I will show you one day in another tutorial. You can use a pad in your game. You can build this pad, and when the character meets the pad, he moves along this pad. Now here's a starting point. No. Let's check with the debug mode. Oh look, it works. Yeah, it's great. I died, but it works. In the path you can increase the speed. You can choose a radius, a range where the character enters the path. Single mode, loop or ping pong. And who's affected by the path. The menu jump you can use to finish a level, or you can use it to enter a secret bonus world. I show you exactly how it works when we create our first game. In the main menu UI I already explained how to use the font label. You can use them also to show a high score in every world while playing the game, in your personal design. Now we have a look what's happened with the scenes. In this template we have 5 scenes and also the start scene. On this button here you can add more scenes to your level, or you can do it much easier. Just delete it at first and then choose the scene and hit Ctrl C and then Ctrl V to copy the scene, and then give him the name of 6. In the Plus plan you can create 15 scenes, in the Indie plan you have 45, and in the Pro plan you can create unlimited scenes. If your level ends with the target of collecting a special target of coins, you can use randomized scenes. And the scenes will be randomized till you reach the target of coins. But when your level ends with distance, you have to align the scenes. And then starts the next scene when ends the scene before. The scene distance you see here, and you can change it. But I recommend to make more short scenes than less bigger scenes, because bigger scenes affects the loading time. If you want to copy an object from one scene to another scene, just hit Ctrl C and Ctrl V and you have the same object in another scene. In these settings here you can change all the things to affect your gameplay, like gravity, friction or bouncing. Just play around with it and you will understand. And here you can change the grid rotation and the grid size you can change as well. Object deleting threshold, that means when will be the objects in a scene deleted after you passed these objects. And here you have a game frame, and you can customize this game frame. You can close backward, for example, or every other side. Just play around with it. The project settings are important before you export your game. I show you later in a special video tutorial about game export. Back to the UIs. A very important part is the part when you earn money with your promotion ads. You can place promotion ads in every UI. But I recommend to show promotion ads only when the player dies in the Game Over UI. Because when the player dies, it's a punishment to watch a promotion ad. When showing too much promotion ads, the player goes angry and don't like to play the game anymore. In another video I show you how to use promotion ads in your game. Now we're done with this tutorial. In the next video we create a platformer game and I show you the first steps what is possible. If you find this video was helpful, give me a like, and if you want to see more from my tutorials, follow my channel. Thanks for watching.